Hello and welcome to When Will It End, a podcast where two absolute morons watch movies and there's a series of movies, and we did a we did a bonus movie and it was really bad and I don't know what to say.
Don't worry about it. Let's start fresh. Start fresh. All right,
okay.
Kick it off.
How about okay.
You want me to do it? No, you should always do it.
Okay, let's do it. Mariska Hargitay.
Do not reference anything to this movie.
Okay.
It's offensive.
Hello and welcome to When Will It End, a movie podcast where two friends watch a series of movies. We go through each one in the series and say, is it making it a better world? Is it making it a worse world? What's it adding? What's it taking away? Are new creative voices expanding it or contracting it? And today we watched a movie that's not part of a series, but we hate ourselves. And we watched it for you, the listener.
Well, that's true. Well, I mean, I'm going to disagree with you.
Which part?
I'm glad you asked, because only one part.
Okay.
Everything up until most of it was great. I liked all of it. Until you said that The Love Guru was not a part of a series. And I do think, well, that's the thing, is maybe it's not a part of a series, but I think we're exploring worlds. I think it's really fun that we started off with two Mike Myers worlds, because now we can see, I believe, perhaps he was trying to build a bridge from Powers to Shrek.
Right.
Because there's so much of both in these movies. It's all the worst parts of everything. But like, I see Shrek every 10 minutes and I see Powers every 10 minutes. So I do think that this is while watching the movie was not worthwhile, for the sake of the podcast, which I did get a bumper sticker. It just says for the sake of the podcast.
I would say we rarely do valuable things as people or on this podcast or with each other. Watching The Love Gurus that others don't have to might actually be the best thing I've done for anyone.
But here's the thing is,
who would have seen
no
it?
one would watch it.
No one saw it.
Yeah.
Because it's a fucking hate crime of a movie.
It is.
And B, who would stumble over this? I want to, if you listening have that one friend who's like, this is their go-to movie for like a sleepover or a party or whatever. Like, I want to meet that person because... I was reading reviews of this on Rotten Tomatoes. One reporter was like, well, I kind of liked it. Everybody else hated it.
Was he a Nazi?
He was British. He was writing from The Guardian. And he was like, I was kind of having fun.
Wow, and all the homophobic
This
jokes,
movie is
all the racist
vile.
Jokes. All the jokes. It's so bad.
The movie leans really hard in a few things. One, hating women or fearing women, which is like, whatever. Okay, a perennial, juvenile male issue in movies. The casual homophobia in this was like, even for a Mike Myers movie, I was like, this is...
I'm not even sure I'd call it casual.
No, it's I mean, I guess
sickening. It casualizes homophobia, but it's quite aggressive.
To give you a sample of this movie, and this is a movie that has people laugh at this joke in the movie.
Yeah.
Darren Roanoke, star whatever for the Toronto
Superstar.
Maple Leafs. He's a superstar.
Yeah, that's his position.
He plays the hockey.
The superstar.
He's wearing a
Who is
shark
that
skin
guy?
suit. He plays the hockey.
Who is that guy?
It's my Italian alter ego.
What's his name?
Pepe DiGiorno.
Oh,
it's a me, a Pepe DiGiorno.
It's a me. I like that.
So Darren Roanoke is talking to Guru Pitka, the characters that Mike Myers spent years developing for this movie.
He limbered up.
He did. He looks a little thicker, daddy thick in this movie.
Yeah, I mean that's what I'm saying. It's a bridge.
Okay, so he's wearing a shark skin suit, and Pitka's like make some joke about his outfit, and Derek's like, "What do you mean, it's a shark skin suit?" And Pitka goes, "Yeah, more like gay skin suit." And then people in the movie laugh at that joke.
Did they? I was too busy shutting my eyes.
Derek's entourage, Mike Myers wrote laughter at that joke into his own movie.
Yeah, he wrote laugh.
He's like, this line kills. Shark skin suit, more like gay skin suit. Wow. That's like, it's so unimaginative, cruel, idiotic.
So that's been our episode for The Love Guru.
This doesn't get better. This movie is so fucking bad.
It was 88 minutes.
Okay, so we're talking about the making of these movies. One, short of a tight 90, great.
we give it a half star for being a tight 90. But that wasn't a tight 90. We're going to get into that.
The other movies, like, he works pretty hard to humanize all the characters. Like, we talk a lot about how Shrek 3, our favorite movie from this entire series. I would go Shrek 3 gold member. That's where I'm at right now.
Thirds. Both thirds.
Both thirds. He really settles into a groove.
Maybe Love Guru 3 is really where this is going to get going.
by the end of like I would say both the Shrek films and the Austin Powers films, we know a lot about Dr. Evil, about Donkey, about you know, these characters have had experiences, they've had relationships, they've had children, they've become fathers, they've become partners. The Love Guru is so empty. It's such a sucking vacuum of a film that we know nothing about anybody, and the things we do know are just the thinnest pretenses for more homophobic gags, and like there's nothing in it. It's just like staring into nothingness.
Yeah, you're staring me right in the face too.
This was really
concerned.
really hard to get through.
Well, just remember, what was his name? Guru Pitka?
It's Pitka.
Pitka, yeah. I mean, he had all sorts of things you could be doing right now.
Blow me?
Blow me, yeah. You could blow me.
I could blow him.
What did that stand for?
Believe. Be. Who cares? Who cares? There's a running bit where he has dumb acronyms that are part of his shitty guru teachings. It's not funny. None of it sticks.
No, it didn't stick.
There's a lot of drama jokes in it, but I don't even know what the joke was. Like, just the word drama.
Is that funny?
I don't think so.
There was that joke about that TV show where he said, now, he must have thought this was genius because he says, nowhere is now here. And then he spends like
he does
6
an
minutes.
electric company joke.
What's that?
I believe, and this is not I'm being a millennial bit, but I believe that was like a television show from the 70s.
I think so.
Like, I don't, why, we talked about this watching the movie. Of all of Mike Myers' films, this is the one where there's just some stuff he's obsessed with, I guess.
Yeah.
And he just wanted it all to be in a movie.
Right. So electric company.
Indian culture, like a weird.
But he's obviously
of like
not obsessed with Indian culture because he doesn't know anything about it.
The Toronto Maple Leafs.
He does love that.
So he does love hockey.
You're saying he made this movie as a tribute to the Leafs?
He loves the Leafs. If you I remember in the Austin Powers films, in the scrolling ticker of the Chiron and one of the news programs, like Maple Leafs win the Stanley Cup.
Right.
For the record, you did say what's the best joke in the movie? Maybe.
Wow. Wait, do they not often win?
No, they're bad. They don't win it ever.
Oh.
Maybe what's he call the trophy?
Stanley's Cup.
That's okay.
The best joke.
That
in the
is
movie.
the best joke in the movie.
I think that was the best joke in the movie.
I think Jim Gaffigan actually the Gaffigan
that was
Colbert,
in that. That was part of that.
Was it really?
Yeah, that he doesn't. No, that is my.
And this is honestly such a cheat. I don't even think I want to give it that much credit because, like, remember Jason Bateman in Dodgeball? Whenever you do like the casting, the sports announcers guys, it's a slam dunk.
So
role.
was that what's his name? Who's Jim Gaffigan
and Stephen Colbert?
Oh my God!
So this movie was made in 2008. And
it was?
There's so many people in it. Let me pull this up. I believe it's 2008.
This seems like a 90s movie. Jesus Christ.
It is not a Jay Roach film, which talk about creative things changing the flow of a universe. Yeah. We lost that Roachy touch.
Yeah. It was not a Roach joint.
Not a Roach joint.
This feels like we've learned very much that in the same way that the Love Guru recommends regression as a form of, that's the R, correct, in drama?
Yes. I don't think people,
we know
from my experiences in therapy, they don't want you to regress.
No, I mean, well, maybe as a way to like, yeah. I mean, I think I've heard in like pop psych, I read a lot of pop psych journals. I watch a lot of pop psych television shows.
He's always sending me Malcolm Gladwell links.
Yeah, exactly.
We've done 10,000 hours of podcasting together. I think. So we know.
We've killed our swans.
Yeah. Oh my God, this was such a bomb. Holy shit.
You should have seen Josh's face.
I just found the box office.
Yeah, what we got? I love your numbers. What's the numbers?
Okay, guess. Okay, actually, actual
What's
question.
The budget?
What do you think the budget was on this?
Well, considering we did not get, Oprah was not in it.
Couldn't get Oprah, couldn't get Celine Dion. Both are shot around or grafted into the movie.
But we did get Justin Timberlake. We got Jessica Alba. We got the actual Deepak Chopra, I think.
That's the actual Deepak Chopra. The great Val Kilmer.
Really
at a high point of his career.
What was the name of the person that they made the slogan to sound like her name, but then put her in
Mariska
the movie?
Hargitay from Law and Order SVU.
I didn't get that joke. There's so many jokes I just didn't understand.
They do that joke so much.
Mariska Hargitay?
It just sounds like vaguely like...
It doesn't. God damn it.
Okay.
So anyway, the budget I would guess was $45 million.
Okay, this had a $63 million budget, the same as Goldmember.
Okay, that's cool. Great.
So Goldmember, you may remember, was the highest grossing film he made to date. It was $213 million.
Wow.
Again, same budget, same creative force.
Can I guess?
Yes.
$8 million domestic.
That would be so Titanic.
sick.
It deserves nothing. This movie deserves negative $60 million. It made less than $41 million.
That's insane, though, that people spent that much money going to see it. At inflation?
Well, again, like with Austin Powers.
So I can understand it as a millennial?
I don't know what the inflation.
Add inflation.
I'm not going to add inflation.
Add inflation.
No.
You're the numbers, Josh. What the fuck?
I love gold.
Yeah, all right.
Okay, here's what I'm saying. The ball swinging for Mike Myers, we're like,
the scene where he...
oh God.
hooks
Okay, hold on.
balls.
Hold on. Just actually hold on to that.
All right.
This is the beginning of a new character. This is the audacity with which he is being so crude, unimaginative, and shitty in this movie for the beginning of something is wild. Shrek and Austin Powers, the first and both of those series, they're fine movies.
Right, and he's fine. He's not
fine.
great, but he's fine.
And also, Austin Powers is vaguely likable as a choice.
I mean, sort of. He's also vaguely unlikable. I think that's why it works, because he learns the ways that he's unlikable, but he's also sort of charming in a dumb way.
Pitka fucking sucks.
And he's just at the end, he's the winner. He's the guy. And he doesn't learn anything. He just this is Myers. I think what was I saying about
he learns to be himself.
Oh, which is the shithead that he's always been.
And we talked the stakes in this movie that a really wealthy, successful guy decides it's fine being just the level of wealthy and successful that he is. That's what happens at the end.
That's the moral of the story.
It fucking sucks.
Yeah. So I was talking about regression. I think what this does show is that Mike Myers does think, because there's a lot of scenes where he's making diarrhea sounds into a mug.
Another joke where he writes someone else laughing at his joke into the movie. That didn't happen in the other ones.
And so all these jokes are really dumb. So what I've learned is that Mike Myers is an idiot. And what he thinks is funny is balls, is shit, is piss. And it's all the stuff that Shrek loves, Mike Myers loves. But the reason why it works in Shrek is because it's not funny in Shrek. It's just that's his life.
Well, also he's a fucking ogre.
But exactly.
He's a motherfucking monster.
So what we've learned is that Mike Myers had to channel all what he thinks is funny. It must have been really hard for him to actually turn into a lifestyle that's not funny. It's not humorous. There's a man, ogre, a green man, bathing in shit, drinking piss, smashing balls, but not because he thinks it's funny.
That's just who he is.
That's who he is. And I think that's why the Love Guru fails, is because it's still Mike Myers as a baby, where Shrek is the baby man grown.
Wow, this is good stuff.
This is hot.
This is really good.
Yeah, so that's why I really am glad we watched the Love Guru.
It is
I'll
sort
take
of
that
like I'm sad that we watched the Love
Me
Guru.
too.
But I hear what you're saying. It's sort of a Rosetta Stone for when you strip it all away, he is a 6-year-old, and it's crazy that the guy who was Wayne in Wayne's World 20-something years before this movie came out. Not 20. I did the math really wrong.
Who gives a
I did
shit?
the math really poorly.
Who fucking cares?
I fucked that up.
I don't care.
I did a bad job.
Don't worry about it, man.
Please, everyone, ignore that
You know who else
part.
did a bad job?
Please ignore it. Mike Myers
making Love Guru. I literally think I do not think we should have the death penalty.
But
I do think he should be killed.
He should be killed. Yes, he should be killed. This was so bad. I mean, I guess what I was trying to say was with some kind of mixer or chaser, that youthful energy is really charming and wonderful. When it's just him given unfettered ability to do what he actually likes, it is really awful.
I'm not going to say something. I just want to be clear that I'm not trying to get people off the hook for shitty things that they do. But the example of a James Gunn getting fired from making the next Guardians of the Galaxy because he said some tweets while he was working for whatever. You have Mike Myers endorsing the Love Guru, being the entire part of it, the writing team. He created the entire thing, and it's full of shit that is awful, is offensive, is crazy. It's 10 times worse than anything that James Gunn tweeted. And it's in this movie that he's a part of. And it's how is this dude still not apologizing for this? How is this? I guess no one saw it. No one cares. It's insane. How is this guy still acting?
It's repellent. And with that, I want to turn to what I was looking forward to. What is the worst moment in the Love Guru? Because it's genuinely very hard to figure out what the worst part is.
Okay, this is actually a good segment. I think let's pick some.
Okay, I have a choice. By the way, just to get this out of the way, this is not a when will it end question. This was it should be killed. It should never have happened.
No, it's.
I want to forget it ever
happened. This is an
happened.
abortion.
This was truly awful. We are spared something by never stepping another foot into this awful world of the Love Guru. Also, Jessica Alba deserves a Purple Heart.
Well, I guess so.
For getting through this.
I guess so, but she also was a part of it.
She had to kiss him.
She had to kiss
him. That kiss is so funny. That is the least
closed mouth, but like not even light. It was like a fucking face smash.
Oh god, it's in the last 30 seconds.
I mean, she also she chose to be paid to put on, Indian garments and pretend to dance in a funny way that makes fun of that doesn't really interact with culture very well.
What I posed to you was maybe people were people who loved other Myers stuff would be maybe it'll come together in the edit. And the edit, we have to save half an hour to talk about the edit of this movie. Yeah. But quickly, here's my pitch for the worst moment in the movie.
I got a lot, so I'm gonna have to think about it.
The whole movie is it's like crawling through a mass grave. Nothing is that much better or worse than the thing before it. The scene where him and Jessica Alba eventually go on their date, where Rajneesh, his manservant / best friend / emotionally kind of his partner in a lot of ways. They have the best chemistry in the whole movie.
They do have I don't think so. I think he has the best chemistry.
Rajneesh?
Yeah.
Rajneesh is just game. I don't know who played Rajneesh, but he did a great job.
He's awesome.
Yeah, he did not get.
I actually am not. I don't know if I should even look him up because then I think I'd be mad at him.
I want to find out who was Rajneesh.
But anyway, I think he only had the best chemistry with the Love Guru because he was the only person that made I liked him and he seemed very out of place.
What, Rajneesh?
Yeah, he seemed like the only person that was, I don't know, someone that I could understand. Everyone else seemed to be really a part of this world, and he seemed to just be very separate for some reason.
Manu Narayan. Well done, Manu.
Manu.
Well done, Manu.
You deserve the Purple Heart.
When Manu, as Rajneesh, is cooking the ball thing for them as their meal, and they go into the Mike Myers, they make a dough and nut-based ball sack pastry. And then he just destroys it with hot oil and a hammer. And Mike Myers is reacting to what's happening to the ball sack pastry as if they're his balls. And it's served, if you can believe it, with a pickle. And so it is really appalling.
I want to let every listener that sounds amazing.
It sounds funny.
From Josh's description,
it is funny. You're hearing me explain the idea.
I think that's great.
In the movie, it is I don't know. I wasn't in Auschwitz, but I feel the same sort of looking onwards into something that's just not going to end without something horrible happening. You're just you're in line, trudging towards the gas chambers. That is the tone of this movie, and that is.
So that was the ultimate for you, really?
I think when that was the moment in the movie where I was this. There is no coming back from any of this. From when I got to that point where it was just that. I really felt it was the nail in whatever dignity I had left. That was the nail in the coffin. I was this is really just exhausting.
Yeah. I think for me, can I use a collection of scenes?
Sure, they're crazy.
I think for me, while there was a lot of rampant misogyny, homophobia, fat shaming, all sorts of awful shit.
A return to small people jokes. That is.
But no, wait, that's what I'm getting to. I think that was it was a layer. It wasn't. It was just perhaps a snowfall that doesn't stick. Maybe a patina. I'll think about it.
Sounds like a patina, but go ahead.
Could be a patina. Sure. Let's call it a patina.
It's a patina. We're calling it a patina.
A patina is
it's a patina.
A patina is the layer over a table.
Yeah.
For me, the table of this movie is the way that I don't know the actor's name.
Vern Troyer.
How
have you not absorbed this? This is our third Vern Troyer movie.
I do not observe. I do not absorb or observe.
Yeah, it seems evident.
I'm an empty shell.
Wow.
Yes. Without eyes.
Wow.
Or heart.
Okay. Sure, man.
It's weird life, man.
It seems like it.
I float around a lot. Yeah. End up on corners.
I get it.
Why is that? You always end up on a corner.
What? I'm sorry, what?
A husk.
A husk?
Yeah.
Husks end up on corners.
I think so.
You think so?
I see them on corners a lot. When they blow around. I mean, yes, they end
Like
up
a corn husk or just things that are husked out?
husked.
Okay.
It's a fun word.
Well, I think corners are natural collecting points.
Yeah, I guess so. Maybe because the way the wind blows. I don't know.
Sure.
I'm no meteorologist.
Hey, you know what? Let's put a pin in the husk corner thing.
Yeah.
I think it's good.
I'll look into it.
I think, please do your own research. We could do a bonus episode and get into that.
Just about that.
Strictly about the husk corner correlation.
Wow.
Yes.
Thank you for really indulging in my, really.
No, it's
fine-tuned-
great. I think, in a life after the Love Guru, this is the kind of thing I want to hold on to.
Great.
Because we don't have to talk about, I'm not thinking of the Love Guru right now, and it's guru. My body is shutting down.
yeah.
My fucking cerebral cortex is just like.
I think Vern, it's sucked. Like everything about that, the way they treated that man. I mean, he seemed to be having fun from that one little. Maybe not. Even that joke was like.
Okay, he got to talk in this.
Yeah.
He's not wearing that nose, which, thank God, because in Mini Me with the nose, he looks
With the Austin
insane.
Powers nose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What you're alluding to in the one post credits moment or mid credits moment is they show an outtake during
Yeah.
another classic scene from the Love Guru, and they're like, "Hey, can you fix the shot? All I can see is asses." And Frontrero goes, "Now you know what it's like."
So even that, he's not even really having fun. He's just like, this is my world and you're just shitting all over it. But anyway, he is treated so abominably throughout the entire film. Back to being Spy Who Shagged Me level, just prop to throw around, burn, kick, piss on.
Defibrillate.
Yeah. So that sucked. Every time he was on scene, like these little office.
Well, and then they do.
This fucking office scene.
Myers does the mole bit from Goldmember.
Right, but he just literally screams.
Just does it again.
You are a midget.
And that's
literally screams that.
That joke in and of itself is so fucking appalling. Because the joke is that it's funny just to like. I mean, it's just. I can't have words for how just fucking crappy this is.
It sucks. I hate it at.
It's not funny.
No, it's cruel.
It's literally punching down.
Yeah.
In this case,
it sucks.
That's the punchline of the scenes. Like he just goes, "You're a midget."
Yeah, that's the joke.
It's not.
It's that he's with the Love Guru is so hates him for who he is.
Well, let's talk about fucking Pitka, the main character.
Yeah, let's talk about him.
One.
Yeah,
we talked about this while watching
Pitka.
it. He is just Mike Myers,
Yep.
and he's obsessed with the Toronto Maple Leafs, like Mike Myers, but is American for some reason. They make a point of it. I don't know why. It makes no sense.
Maybe. Maybe this is all. He did change that one thing. Maybe this is all just about America.
Okay, we're Americans.
Yes, we.
Okay, so here's all I know about Pitka. We go in a flashback scene to another choice so fucking out of control, awful, that it's like, again, you're just watching
Which one are you talking about? The piss mops?
The piss mops, he is excruciating. But no, we see Pitka as a child, and the creative casting choice they've made is to digitally impose Mike Myers' head onto the body of a child.
In 2008.
It is distracting. It is upsetting. It isn't funny. It's just strange.
So what do you think? He's so self-absorbed that he's like, no one could ever understand acting like me. We could not.
They got for Goldmember was fine.
Yeah, he was great.
Just get that guy again.
Maybe he grew up and maybe realized what a fucking piece of shit Mike Myers was like. I want nothing to do with you.
I just am so fascinated with Mike Myers as a person because
we should get him on the show.
This really feels like the deepest we see into who he really is.
I think so.
Because he's not like in Austin Powers, that's a genre spoof.
Right.
Okay? In Shrek, he's a fucking ogre.
And also Shrek is A, not his original content, and B, he was not supposed to be Shrek.
Right. He was
they
a fill-in.
pulled him in later. So we have
something happened to Chris Farley.
Austin Powers was something that he wanted to do, but he had the hopefully creative genius of. I think Jay Roach is the unsung hero here because Austin Powers is something that was brainchilded by Mike Myers, and you still see the sexual bullshit, the homophobic bullshit, all this shit that Mike Myers thinks is hilarious. But Jay Roach was like, I just imagine
You're giving Jay a lot of credit. We don't know.
I'm just imagining Jay being like, we can't do that, dude. And he's like, all right.
He's like, if I'm going to put my name, Jay Roach, on this movie,
It's
great. Got to be a Jay Roach joint.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're not fucking doing that shit, Mike.
This is unfettered. He's just doing whatever he wants.
Do you think he just like made up, like got a dummy to be the director? Like, who is this director?
That's a great question. I'm going to look that up on my phone right now.
Yeah, who is this guy? Because who's letting this happen? Who's the producer? He claims there was another man writing this with him.
Okay, let me explain. One, it's produced and written by and starring the great Mike Myers. But no, it's the great Marco Schnabel.
What did he do?
Marco Schnabel.
So glad we did our research beforehand.
Schnabel.
You know what, to be honest?
Fuck this.
This movie didn't require any research.
This is not
or maybe
only,
it does. Maybe it requires so much research to like really get to the heart of it.
Okay, his known for movies are The Love Guru.
Yeah.
And the same year, The Librarian.
Ooh, what's that?
Curse of the Judas Chalice, starring Noah Wyle. A librarian and a beautiful singer must prevent vampires from taking over the world. It has a higher rating on IMDb than The Love Guru.
Yeah.
The Love Guru has a 3.8 on IMDb.
Why?
The IMDb is populated by the alt-right and, like, I don't know. I think just them. So for this to really suck that bad. Okay, let's look at Marco Schnabel's IMDb.
I guess that's true. It isn't surprising they got a 3.8. It should be much lower.
Okay, he was a producer on all three Austin Powers movies.
Okay,
interesting. So you're talking about a prop to direct a movie?
Yeah. Is he a...
This is his one direction movie. I was wrong. He produced The Librarian. This is it. He's not even a person.
So I'm sure Mike Myers just was sick of Jay. Jay was always telling him not to do that shit. And then he found Marco over in the corner producing or whatever producers do. He's like, hey, you want to direct, baby?
And then Marco's like, your accent changed like 3 times in just words.
Yeah.
We were talking early in the movie. There's a lot of shots of the framing is just Pitka talking towards the camera. Mm-hmm. And this definitely explains a lot if they had barely a real director on the movie.
Right. He was like, probably had the like a handheld where the thing was turned around so he could just like see what the fuck was going on.
Like there's a monitor right there.
Yeah. There's no one else there's probably no one else on set.
Okay. This movie is, like we said, an hour, 28 minutes. There are very obvious editing choices in this movie that render an already insubstantial, incomprehensible, shitty, awful jerk off of a script into the realm of complete absurdity, where there's very clearly chunks of the movie that have been torn out of it. Like, okay, so the core of the movie is Pitka, this unlikable, amorphous monster man who runs around making terrible jokes, laughing at his own bullshit and hanging out with Jessica Simpson or whatever. And he has to, in his quest to become the new Deepak Chopra and go on Oprah and oh God, he has to get a hockey player back together with his wife.
Right.
And I will say to this movie's credit, for a movie where it being Mike Myers, when I saw there were black characters, I was like, oh no, I am very worried about everybody right now. There's no way he's like going to do a good job with this. It's surprisingly not that racist, which
not that racist
in the sense that he cuts the black characters down to barely having speaking roles in the film. It's I think about a draw there. It doesn't go as bad as it could.
It includes a couple of scenes that aren't great.
There's a scene where he goes to the house of Justin Timberlake's French Canadian. This movie fucking sucks. Okay, Darren Roanoke, the star player, his wife Prudence has left him for his rival, who's a big dick French Canadian man named Jacques Lecoq. It sucks. Mike Myers shows up at the mansion to give a letter to Prudence. Mm-hmm. And she seems to allude to a conversation or some sort of introduction that is not in the movie. Which is like, Pitka, what are you doing here? Yeah. But for us, that's the first time they've ever met.
So his assumption, I think, is either there was a scene that was cut out or Mike Myers just assumes that everyone knows. It would be like if Deepak Chopra showed up at my house and be like, Deepak, what are you doing here?
That's so that's amazing.
Yeah.
I pray that if that's actually a choice, whatever.
But like from the beginning, that's how he treats all characters. Like we meet Pitka the same way. It's like, Pitka, what the fuck are you doing here? We don't know who he is. He just appears on screen, and there he is. We don't learn about him. All we learn about him is through a piss mop scene and through a weird boy with Mike Myers' head on it.
He has Goldmember's nose.
Yeah.
His accent changes
and legs
repeatedly.
He's got Shrek's voice.
It goes from Shrek to generic Indian voice to just
Mike
Mike Myers
Myers
just talking.
Yeah.
It sucks. The continuity is just, it's non-existent.
It's so bad. I don't want to do, but I feel like a good double feature would be this and the one that Dana Carvey was in.
Oh,
the costume artist.
the
Master of Disguise.
Yeah. Turtle. What was that the line? Everyone loved it so much.
I don't know.
I'm a turtle.
I just feel like that would be a good one to punch. Because Mike Myers was also in Wayne's World, right? No, that was Dana Carvey. Sorry.
Mike Myers and Dana Carvey.
Yeah.
Right.
I got it right.
No, their careers by the mid-aughts had both gotten really weird.
Yeah, and I feel like that'd be a great just destruction.
It's so fun to
that?
think about Myers
Destruction,
going back.
deconstruction?
It's good. It's
Like
good
that?
stuff. It's very
Like
good.
that?
Because the Shrek Forever After is 2 years after this, so he really,
How?
it's 2010. Yeah. So
Wow.
this was in the middle of Shrek Mania.
There was a Shrek Mania.
There was a Shrek Mania.
There was a
These
Shrek
movies
Mania?
made so much fucking money.
I guess there was a Mania. I missed the whole Mania.
I can't believe this movie.
Yeah, how did this float on by?
I just I really like it. None of it works.
So, but
None of it works.
Can we play? Let's play the opposite game then.
Okay.
What's your favorite part?
Favorite part?
Favorite part.
I'll say Jim Gaffigan legitimately, because he never has to interact with anybody else in the film,
Yes.
except for Stephen Colbert.
And he did okay.
Their bit is fine. It's great. He plays a straight man to Colbert, and it's funny. It's funny. It's like fine. It's like a bit.
It was pretty good.
They're doing a bit.
My favorite parts was probably the animations where the Toronto Maple Leafs
Oh yeah.
got killed by the.
Okay, so they're
Kings or
they're
whatever.
playing the
I
Stanley Cup, and obviously Americans love two things: it's gurus and hockey. This is what American audiences want. In like the Kings are playing the Maple Leafs. The little graphics of the series as it goes, they have these very elaborate, like weirdly
They get
elaborate
worse
animations
and worse. Yeah.
of the like anthropomorphic logos like killing each other.
Yeah, like very much like a celebrity deathmatch style sort of animation. It was fun.
It's a level of detail and coherent thought
Yeah.
that is very weird in a movie that is so scattershot and horrible.
Yeah, I feel like somebody must have just like snuck into the set and done that for them because it doesn't feel like the same movie. That was good.
Yeah.
I like that. I think there was one time where I actually said, "Oh, that was funny," but I think that only happened once, and I don't remember what it was.
Well, it's funny because like we talked about in the Austin Powers movies that a lot of the humor and the edits and the cuts are what make it work because it's a genre movie. It's funny when we hard cut to some dumb bullshit happening. That's the joke of the tone of the whole series is that it's silly. There is actually a story in this. There is, like, technically speaking, a plot to it, and he has no idea how to tell a story.
No, he's
at
a
all.
fucking idiot, and that's why like we said that about the first one was that Austin Powers 1 is not a movie.
Right, it's a series of bits, and it's fine.
It's fine.
It's fine.
Like when he cuts back to the movie, you're like, "What the fuck are we doing here?" But like that's not what the point was. The point was to watch Austin Powers in a series of sketches because that's the way his mind works. He's a sketch guy.
He's a sketch guy, and he's got to ask that question: do I make you horny, baby?
Yeah, that's his main question.
Do I make you Randy?
He never says that.
He does say it one time at least.
He does. You're right, Randy.
When he's on the bed, in the rotating bed.
Yeah.
Do I make you Randy?
God, I hate that scene.
Oh, behave.
Oh, behave.
Watching this, I was like,
Mike,
honestly, fucking like try to behave.
you behave.
Like behave a little.
We should
go talk to Mike Myers.
We should get the internet is a powerful tool.
It sure is.
We should fucking get this guy to learn. I don't know, how do you do that?
I want to know what he had to say about the Love Guru.
That's okay. We should probably have done a little bit, or if we wanted to just.
Oh, he includes a reference to Wayne's World in this. They cut to play Queen a little bit. Queen. Meow, 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 meow.
So yeah, this is basically this is a great bonus episode for this series because this is Mike Myers. This is what he wants. This is the hell that he wants.
Technically speaking, Kanye West is second billed on the IMDb listing because of the star meter.
Yeah.
Kanye West, how would you estimate how long is his appearance in the movie?
It's actually long for what it is. It's like five seconds.
And he says,
insane.
I love hockey, I think. Now, let me say this. I love hockey!
So that was my big disappointment was I was really excited for the legs to be a much bigger part of this movie in the same way the Goldmember's legs was a big part of his persona. But we really only got it in that one scene. The legs.
The legs, again, but like it's a bit we just saw in his
Right.
last movie
I
playing
know.
a human. Okay? Okay, here's another Mike Myers thing. Talking about the unfettered id of Mike Myers. Yeah, that's you popping. There are 3 songs in this.
Yeah.
3!
It's a lot.
I didn't pop.
I know, that's good.
I'm good at miking.
You're great.
Thank you.
I'll clean it up later.
Okay, in the edit.
Yeah.
Can you edit this like the Love Gurus that all of a sudden we're just like talking about like 7-Eleven or some fucking bullshit?
Yeah.
There are 3 music breaks in this. And again, this is like the essence. This is the real theme of this movie. The man just standing on a stage by himself. He gives himself 3 musical numbers.
Yeah.
And the second one, before they eat the ball smashing bit.
I can't believe that's that was the moment.
That's where I felt the spiritual defeat inside, where I felt like, oh, I've lost this.
Oh, I have to go get my electric blanket.
Well, yeah, sorry I was in a fucking car accident and trying to heal my broken back. I did not break my back. Just it hurts.
It hurts.
It hurts.
It's a form of breaking.
It hurts. I'm going to a chiropractor. I highly recommend it.
Yeah.
Anyway,
that's nice.
It's great. The crunch. It's good.
I've never done it.
Crunch.
I feel like I don't really need it, but it sounds like
Everybody needs it.
Everyone needs it.
We have so much to learn from Eastern medicine.
Yeah, I learned a lot from the Love Guru. Yeah.
I would say the respect shown towards, I'm not even sure what to call the spiritual traditions of India was really, lavish attention was really paid to that. No, there's
so you said 3 musical numbers.
3 musical numbers.
Yeah.
Would you rank them for me? That it closes with The Joker by Steve Miller, which really is both an awful song, a boring choice, and in every way it's mediocrity. It's so awful.
Yeah, there was the first one where
working 9 to 5.
Yeah.
Working 9 to 5.
What was that? Is that a cover too?
They're all covers. Do you think they wrote original music for the Love Guru?
I couldn't tell. They didn't really work. What's the second one? Was that the one? I don't remember.
I don't know. That's before the date. It sucks. He's like I like 70s FM radio. Just record me doing some covers of shit I heard when I was in high school.
I think the first one was really bad because
in the opening credits,
it was the first one, and
he tries to do an Austin Powers opening credits thing, but we don't fucking know this guy,
right? And we didn't really know Austin either, but
he's
the whole point was that
he's a spy.
He's a spy. That's all you need to know.
Deepak Chopra. Everyone knows who Deepak Chopra is, but he's not wearing robes.
Joke.
Right? He's like
why are you joking about this?
It's weird.
But I think I hated that one the most because it does start off with like Bond girls everywhere. I'm like, why is this spiritual dude surrounded by sexy ladies?
Well, and also from a sympathetic standpoint, life just seems like he's just living it up.
And then it's like, oh wait, just Mike Myers likes tits. The man Mike Myers likes tits,
and yet is
asses.
Terrified of women. I think we've learned from most of these movies.
He is
really scared of women.
Because now, if we look back, we talked a lot about Shrek and like how good it was, but I do remember like one of our big complaints was like the way it treated Fiona. She gets some agency, but basically Shrek is just terrified of her.
Yeah.
He does not know how to talk to her.
Like having a real relationship with a woman. And then this movie, Derek Roanoke's mom is basically blamed for like ruining him. But like she just beats him kind of. It's
really fucked up.
It's lazy and weird and like it's not funny.
Yeah. And then apparently his dick's been in a cage his entire life, and rather than like talk openly about that with Jessica Alba's character, he just like
also she's mad that he rejects her.
Yeah. When
he basically very mildly says, I can't do this, or expresses consent in some degree, and she's like, fuck you, and like storms out. Then she's like, you didn't reject me? And we're like, Jessica Alba was shattered that Mike Myers rejected her.
And that's Mike Myers' brain thinking that like that's how she's going to react to him.
He's like, I'm a 6-year-old. All girls are 6-year-olds.
Yeah. Do you think Mike Myers has had sex?
Honestly, I don't know.
I do not know.
It's hard to imagine, certainly, despite him being sexualized in a lot of these movies.
How old is he in 2008?
That's a great question.
Because if he still thinks this way as an adult man about sex and relationships and consent and communication and commitment, I don't believe he's had any of those things.
It doesn't seem like... Okay, so Mike Myers, as of the recording of this podcast, today... in 2019.
Wait, this is his birthday?
No, actually, we are almost born the same day. He's a May 25th and May 23rd.
All right.
Okay. He's so 50,
same year?
He's 55 now. And so he was 44, ago? 11 years ago. So he was like 40, in his mid 40s when he made this movie, which is so like, think about that.
I can't.
Yeah.
I can't think about it. It doesn't make sense.
I think like maybe some of the whole Mike Myers thing that I think about is that with Adam Sandler, okay?
Yeah.
Adam Sandler plays like shitty losers who everyone hates.
Yeah.
And that's why it's funny.
Right.
His movies, even if you sort of hate them, he doesn't ever make himself to be this amazing. He's always a fucking awful schlub who's like, yeah, what up, fuckers? You want to see some titties? And it's funny because we get that he's a grown man.
Right.
Accepting how vile and crude he is. Mike Myers thinks he's funny and charming and casts himself in this movie to be funny and charming, and it sucks.
And listeners, we have evidence for this. We're not just fucking around. He makes cast members laugh at his bad jokes and puts it in the movie.
No, truly, the lowest form of screenwriting is someone tells a joke and then people uproariously. Okay, when him and Jessica go on that date, she's like, the
date in his house where they smash balls.
Yeah, this ball smashing date in his own home, of course. She's like, people just look at me and see a curve. She's like, really? Because I see a fuckable meat piece. He's as fucking thick as a Snicker, motherfucker. I want to squeeze that apple ass.
Wait, that was in the beginning. But
No.
That was on the plane.
Oh, you're right, in the plane. Sorry.
He
He just like says something.
That was like the first interaction they have together.
Unbelievably shitty. If you said one segment of that to a grown woman, you deserve to be Me Too'd and kicked in the nuts and thrown out of a plane.
Right. Mike Myers deserves all of that.
He reels off like a solid 30 seconds of absolutely like, it's not the worst crime of all of it is it's not funny. There's no setup.
I'm not sure that's the worst crime.
No. If you're making a comedy and the point is that he's being this piece of shit and it's funny that he's such a piece of shit and he was playing down to himself, that'd be one thing.
Yeah.
In this, he just like says awful things and she doesn't even blink. Like in the script, she's like doesn't even like.
Yeah, she doesn't even respond. So he said nothing.
She's not a person.
Yeah.
At all, and it's just really like it's deflating to watch this and think about him spending time on this.
Yeah.
It's really crazy.
Makes no sense.
It's not good. So I want to share with you some trivia. Some IMDb trivia.
I think that'd be nice. That's a light way to continue.
So sometimes there are things that distinguish a movie and make it unique. Sure. You know?
Oh, yeah.
This is Daniel Tosh's only movie credit.
Who's that?
He's a horrible TV comedian who has a terrible show.
The Tosh Point or
right,
something?
This is his one movie credit.
Wow.
So this movie distinguishes itself in one way.
That's great.
That's pretty big, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of a bummer. Vern Troyer kept a lot of the small furniture from the small office set and uses it in his home before he died.
Uses it?
Used it.
Okay.
Yeah.
When did he die?
Last year. He died last year.
Oh,
He died 2018. Yeah.
I bet the Love Guru had a lot to do with it.
Yeah.
I'm not joking around. I think that would fucking ruin my day.
There are 11 pieces of trivia for this. They're all bad. But here's my favorite one. Mike Myers and Vern Troyer appeared in Austin Powers, The Spy Who Shagged Me, and Austin Powers in Goldmember.
It's not trivia.
Did you know?
What else?
Did you notice that when the movie happened?
You know what? Now that you mention it, I noticed that.
Yeah.
I didn't.
Oh my God! Here we go. Oh, this is actually.
Yeah.
Here's the Rosetta Stone.
Wow, we got a winner. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
I apologize to the listeners.
I'm so sorry.
I'm so sorry. This is actually okay. This is mind blowing. In 1998, it was reported that Mike Myers would be playing 4 characters in Austin Powers: The Spy Who Shagged Me. The 4th being Austin's love guru.
What the fuck? See,
this character finally surfaced a decade later in this fucking atrocity.
We knew it, and we knew that he used elements in Goldmember. Mike Myers, gotta say, after spending 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 episodes of this podcast just on you, fuck you.
Yeah, really.
Fuck you.
Wow. Okay, here we go.
God damn him.
The related news on IMDb are all about Vern Troyer's suicide.
Jesus.
That's all the news on the Love Guru.
That's it? That's all the news we got?
Oh my God. This has really been a bummer.
Yeah, so it was a bummer.
This was, I guess, like, I really can't recommend not seeing this movie enough.
Wait, what does that mean?
Like, my recommendation to you, the listener, never see this movie.
What about to me?
I would say we've already done this, so I guess like this is just it for us. Like, what else do we have?
I mean, I hope the rest of our lives, but it is going to be hard.
This might be the end of something, like inside of us.
Yeah, I hope not. I mean, the podcast's going to keep going, right?
Okay.
Just doesn't even. Maybe
Here's the
not.
first paragraph of
Wow.
Love Guru Mike Myers' mantra: lighten up. This is from June 16th, 2008 in today.com. Okay.
What are you? Wait,
As with many comedians, much of Mike Myers' humor was born in pain.
oh,
His father died in 1991, and it was by working through his grief that Myers created first Austin Powers, and then his latest movie character, Pitka the Love Guru.
woo!
To be enlightened is to liven up, to lighten up, which ironically is the only thing my father used to say.
That's ironic.
The source of my pain is my dad would say, come on, let's go and have some fun, Mike. We don't want to be serious all the time. So that became the basis of the philosophy.
Wow, so deep.
Yeah.
You know what, Mike? After hearing that,
Yeah.
I've had a change of heart.
Right. Oh, okay.
Really respect the Love Guru.
Myers dipped into a British accent when quoting his father, then smoothly segued into his Guru Pitka voice, saying, intimacy is into me, I see. The only way out is in. I'm a little concerned that he actually believes some of the things he says is Pitka.
Yeah. Wow.
Wow. So, okay, the actor said he developed Guru Pitka's voice and philosophy by talking to his friends in the Guru's voice. Imagine hanging out with Mike Myers when he's working on this fucking... How could you possibly spend time with a human doing
guy. So he just like was talking to some guy.
Okay,
And just
they have an example in the story.
All right.
Sometimes when my friends were depressed, they'd say, can you call me up using the voice? That did not happen.
What didn't happen?
There's no way a human asked Mike Myers to do this. And I'd go, I'm not going to do the voice. You are a beautiful spirit surrounded by a white light that loves you. They're like, thank you very much.
So he does think this is real.
I think
He thinks this is like helpful to people, and that
I guess he thought he was killing it with his friends on the decade plus it took to develop this fucking voice.
which he falls out of so easily.
This is nuts.
All right, Josh.
He's really good friends with Deepak Chopra. Is also, man.
That's
He has
hard
a
to
man
believe.
crush on Justin Timberlake, who of course was in Shrek the Third. We talked about the overlap there. I know you're mad that I'm looking at my phone, but I'm doing the research.
I know we should be. I'm just.
I'm Mike Myersing.
No, you're not.
He put so much
Don't
thought into
demean
this.
yourself.
Okay, fine.
Put that away.
Okay, so I guess we've reached the end of the Myers verse, a little out of order
Yeah, I
in the
think-
sense that Shrek Forever After was the
Whatever.
final. Who
Fuck,
cares?
I don't give a shit anymore.
The Love Guru, guys, don't see the Love Guru.
If you see Mike Myers,
Kick him in the nats. He loves it.
he actually does. Don't do that.
Here's a weird
He
thing.
would totally get
Here's
off
a
on
continuity goof that I want to bring up with you.
that. Let's do it. Let's hear it.
In the movie,
Yes.
as is his wont to do,
Sure.
Vern
What?
Troyer socks Mikey Mike right in the nutsack.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. Now, in the movie, we know he's wearing a chastity belt. We hear the dong.
Right.
Why doesn't Vern Troyer react to or mention the fact that he just hit a chastity belt? Right?
Right. That's weird.
What if you hit someone in
Okay.
the
Wait.
balls?
Wait.
not
Wait.
knowing,
Wait.
Okay.
Wait. If I punched you in the balls,
Okay.
which I can do right now,
You have to get up. Your arms are not that long. My balls are that long though.
yeah,
They're like
I
right
can
up.
see
They're
'em, yeah.
between us.
They're between. They're always between us.
It's a
I
thing.
always feel that.
Sure.
And it was like metal hard.
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck yeah,
You'd just be impressed.
yeah, fuck
Okay.
yeah.
So you'd assume
I go-
my dick was a curved metal sphere like shape. You'd be like, that's cool.
Yeah, I wouldn't even say that's cool. I'd be like,
All right.
fuck yeah.
Proud of my guy.
I guess maybe that's cool, but mostly, fuck yeah. I'd shake my hand, I'd blow on it because I hurt a little bit
Wah, wah, wah.
because your dick's hard.
My dick hard is metal. Also,
yeah, I
in the
think that's
movie, whenever he
no
gets a
goof.
boner,
Yeah.
he goes like dong.
Right, because I mean, maybe he thought this was like an M. Night Shyamalan reveal. It's like, I'm still wearing the chastity belt, baby. But really, it's like, yeah, dude.
Yeah, he just could have said that.
Yeah,
It's-
we
I don't know.
got it after the third
Also-
dong.
Here's the thing about dongs. When you get a boner, there's no way it hurtles up with enough speed to create a dong-like sound.
I don't know, man. I think that's, again, we go back to Mike Myers. Let's go
Right.
back. He's 6. I think a 6
Do you think he knows how to
sick-
masturbate? I think he doesn't, and this movie is his like.
is what?
He doesn't know how to release a sexual confusion, and then makes movies about sexuality that are completely in Greek.
Yeah, I think to him, like, an erection is something that, like, just appears out of nowhere because he saw a pretty lady. and just goes whammo, whammo.
So in this movie, he does a horrible handshake thing. And maybe he's trying to make it a thing, like a puppet.
He did that in
a
Austin
rocket,
Powers
and tickle,
too,
and tickle or whatever.
Yeah, he did
and
that. That was
shit
really
sucks.
good. He did that in Austin Powers.
Yeah,
right?
He does all kinds of shit in Austin Powers that I don't know. Maybe because like in Austin Powers, because he's playing multiple characters, you feel like you're like, okay, you know what? At least he's going for like an Alec Guinness, Peter Sellers level.
At least we
right.
have
Okay.
this.
And in this, it's just this one thing,
Right?
and it never lands. And for a supporting cast that's surprisingly broad, no one carries this movie.
Right. I think that's what helped with the other ones too. Is you had the Michael Caines. You had. Do you have anyone else?
Michael York is great in Austin Powers.
Yeah.
Rob Lowe does his time.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
know.
you had a nice little and Seth Green.
The great Seth Green.
Yeah. Got a nice supporting cast that you can just follow around when Mike Myers is doing his bullshit.
The tent is collapsed in this, and it never goes.
Like, who is interesting in this movie?
No one.
Nobody.
No one.
Nobody. Except for
we know nobody. Everything that happens smash cuts to something with no sense of how much time has passed or where we are or what's happening.
Yeah.
It's all incomprehensible. It's not a movie.
Yeah, I was about to do something that you're going to hate, so I'm not going to do it.
You could do it. Come on.
No, I can't do it.
We have nothing left to lose.
I was going to... I was going
Last
to...
Jedi? You make a fucking Last Jedi joke?
No. We're never talking about Last Jedi ever
never
again.
to talk
Never
about that.
talking about it again.
That was our love guru.
What do you mean? This is our love guru. This is the love guru.
Our podcast episode attempt from our former podcast, The Real Deal with Josh and Charles, where we attempted to do an episode about The Last Jedi.
We did an episode about the last... Are you talking about the
unaired
one?
That was our love guru. But we were adults, and we knew never to release it.
I deleted it.
Right.
But you
should have deleted the love guru.
No, yeah, you were like, maybe we can salvage something. I was like, no, I deleted that, man, because I don't want to even try to bother.
Maybe I was being no. My idea was to do a commentary episode, but whatever.
Right? No, I'm not blaming you.
Okay, you know what?
We're
Water Under the
past
Bridge.
this. I'm just saying,
Great movie. We all agree.
I didn't even want there to be a temptation.
Sure. Okay, but you're gonna do something else that I hate. What was it?
Yeah, I was gonna say Us is a little better.
Oh my God.
Us is a little better.
You had to work it in. You piece of shit.
The characters slightly more going on.
Record
Dude,
yourself
that's
being
why I didn't
wrong.
do it. That's why I didn't do it. I didn't want to. Don't do it.
Please.
Leave me alone.
This movie is a mass grave in the sun. It's so bad.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think I ever want to see Mike Myers holding a movie down again. This movie explains why he's never come close in the last decade, close to doing anything remotely on this scale.
I'm glad we did in this order too, because I think Shrek is way better than Austin Powers. I think Austin Powers is fine, except Goldmember has some really high points, and then The Love Guru sucks. I think if we'd done it chronologically, I know. I guess Love Guru is still at the end, but anyway. It's like, I don't ever want to see Mike Myers' face, regardless of how much bullshit makeup is all over it.
Hold on. He was good in Inglourious Bastards. His one scene is good.
I just don't want to see him anymore.
I haven't seen Bohemian Rhapsody because I refuse to.
Yeah.
He's in that.
Josh, I think you're a Mike Myers apologist.
I think we've seen the best of Mike.
But his worst is his true form.
This is truly bad.
This is his true form.
Right. Especially knowing this is like a passion project really makes it.
For me, I got the chronology all wrong. I thought this came out like between Shrek.
No.
This came out like near the end of Shrek. So this is still something that he loves. He didn't learn anything from the Shrek film.
Again, he's coming off of Austin Powers closing on the most money it's ever made with Goldmember. Shrek is like Shrek the Third made an ass ton of money. And so this is like sort of his like, carte blanche to do whatever he wants. And it's beyond awful.
It sucks.
Completely unsalvageable.
He is a homophobic, misogynistic, transphobic piece of shit.
Hates small people. Seems to tamp down his racism towards black people. But I can't imagine from a perspective about his understanding of Indian culture. This, again, it's a hate crime.
Yeah.
The whole movie.
Yeah. It made me really want to rewatch. Not really, but I was thinking sort of about the way Danny Boyle sort of did that with Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
Slumdog Millionaire.
Yeah. Where at least he seems to have tried to be a part of the culture.
Okay.
But he's still a British dude in a colonized place and like, or that they have colonized. And it's like, I was just like curious how much, like, did he try to like make it, like there's a whole Bollywood dance scene. I don't know. Does it work? Even though it's like he got a lot more in the culture and he cast, Indian actors. But I'm still wondering if that also might be not great. I'm not sure.
I'm going to assume it's not great.
That's what I'm going to assume too. Just feel like these boys.
I would say this is the worst movie we've ever seen together.
Yeah.
Like, I hated Swiss Army Man.
I'm going to say, well, we didn't see it together, but even still.
That's a really bad movie.
But
that's still an abortion, but this was like...
But this is worse, right? Please.
I don't know. Actually, I was like actively texting my being angry at you during the screening of Swiss Army Man.
But we were right next to each other. I feel like
it was better seeing this with someone. If I had to watch this alone for something, I wouldn't have made it.
I laughed uncontrollably for like 10 seconds just because I was so confused.
Yeah.
That's when I'm confused, I laugh.
Sure. It's as good a reaction as Into the Love Guru.
Some people fart when they're confused. Sorry, that was a Mike Myers joke. It's just testing.
And that's that's it. We're gonna end our Mike Myers series on a disgusting rancid fart. Fuck this movie. They go to Cinnabon for no reason. Why?
Where's the Cinnabon joke?
They're just in
He
Cinnabon.
literally grabs one.
That's I don't know. Also, like, how much money is Cinnabon throwing around for a fucking scene in a Mike Myers?
The Cinnabon money's 2008.
Cinnabon. I mean, Jim Gaffigan's in the movie. He made a lot of money on that Cinnabon jokes.
Did he?
Yeah.
His Cinnabon jokes? Can you do one?
He's like, I don't know whether to eat it or to sit in it.
Because it looks like a couch?
It's so big and friggin' couch looking.
Oh, okay.
So friggin' big. Yeah, thanks, Jim. Jim was great in this. I don't know. My major takeaways are Jim Gaffigan, great. Jessica Alba, Patience of a Saint. Vern Troyer, rest in peace, buddy.
Mike Myers, one day.
Fuck you, man.
You'll be dead.
Fuck you.
One day you'll be dead. That's the only thing I can get out of this. One day you'll be dead.
I mean, I'm not going to go that far. The man's brought us a lot of joy along the way.
Has he?
We haven't even done Wayne's World for this because it doesn't count.
We're not going to.
I've never seen you stand up for yourself as much as that.
We're not.
That's not true. Usually whenever we have a mid-podcast breakdown, you'll be very assertive, but I got a taste of that now.
Yeah, we're not. We're not.
You're drawing a line in the sand.
Because we've already talked about Mike Myers is always the weak part of all of his movies.
Yeah.
Everyone else carries it. He was the centerpiece of this movie, and we really see who he is. He's a piece of shit. He sucks. I don't ever want to deal with him again.
And that's it. We're done. We finished Mike Myers. With that being said, I think we're now finally going to pivot over to our next series. We're going to break out of Myers land and enter another fucking wisecracking son of a bitch.
Yeah.
And if you thought Mike Myers had a lot of racism, homophobia, and a hatred of women, get ready for a little friend of mine named John McClane.
Boom.
Who seems to despise almost everybody.
Yeah.
It's great.
We'll see how it goes. I don't know. Maybe we're not ready for it. We could do another pivot. We'll find out.
Let's just keep saying we're going to do the Die Hard thing, and then whatever happens, happens.
Yeah, I like that.
So until next time, we're maybe doing the Die Hard movies.
Yeah.
But it could be anything.
Could be anything.
Could be anything. Probably Wayne's World.
That was a podcast from Josh and Charles Productions that was produced by Josh Landys and edited by Charles Hobby. Thanks again to Waste Management for they keep letting us do it. That's their song. If you thought that this episode is better than the movie The Love Guru, please rate and review us on iTunes and follow and like us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Those are all at WWIE Podcast. We have email to wwiepodcast@gmail.com, so send anything you like. Well, maybe not any. That was dangerous. But yeah, you can send us ideas or just say hi. Thanks so much for listening, and we'll have a new series for you next week.